How's it going, everyone? It's been a long time coming, but we finally did the thing. We built a backyard pickleball court. In a word, this past year has been a roller coaster. Maggie and I, we moved 500 miles to the desert, bought our first house, and went through the hottest summer of our lives. And for some reason, I thought it would be a good time to build a pickleball court. It's been pretty stressful, but I'm also super grateful for everything that I learned. But enough about me. A lot of you guys have been asking about the cost breakdown and the whole process of building the court. So, as promised, this is the video where I'll break everything down. Alright, first let's jump into cost. This is including labor. The slab, which is the foundation, can cost anywhere between $10,000 to $30,000. This will mostly depend on the size and material of your court. The paint can cost between $5,000 and $8,000. So total, you can expect to spend between $15,000 to $40,000 for the pickleball court, and that's not including nets, lights, or fencing. 30 feet by 60 feet is the absolute bare minimum you should go for. This will fit the 20 by 44 feet size of the pickleball court and have room on the edges. However, you will definitely be running into space issues, especially with ATPs and if someone serves deep on you. 34 feet by 64 feet is considered the gold standard, and this is typically what you will see at professional tournaments. This is the size that I chose to go for. Next, let's talk about the materials. There are three main types of builds you can go for: asphalt, regular concrete, and post-tension concrete. For my court, I went with 5-inch 4500 PSI post-tension concrete. This is definitely the most expensive option, costing about $28,000, but after doing a lot of research and weighing the pros and cons, I determined that these specs were going to be best in the long run and probably save me money on repairs. Now getting to the really interesting stuff, how they actually built it. The first thing the builders did was grade the land. They brought in a bobcat to compact the soil and level it out. For a pickleball court, you actually don't want it completely flat. You want a 1-degree slope so that if it ever rains, the water can just run off instead of pooling in one spot. After a few days, they started forming the wood barriers. This is basically the outline where the concrete would be poured into. Before pouring the concrete though, a really important thing they did was add a vapor barrier. This is a massive sheet of plastic that prevents moisture from getting into the concrete. It's really important not to skip this step because if water does start accumulating at the base of the concrete, it could lead to some severe cracking. Now they started adding the post-tension. These red lines are called tendons, and inside them are steel cables. After concrete is poured over this and it dries, they will tighten these cables, making the concrete extremely durable and crack resistant. They use these giant tubes to pump in the concrete from the trucks. It took about 3 of these to fill the entire space. And after about 3 hours, the concrete was all leveled out with a brush finish. Now we just had to wait 28 days for the concrete to fully cure so we can paint it. We started off at the crack of dawn to mix the paint. We went with a paint called Plexipave, which is a sand-fortified acrylic-based paint. This paint is super gritty and gives amazing traction when it's finished. The primer is also being prepared. This is basically like glue, which will be used to help the court paint stick onto the concrete surface. The court was then given a good sanding with a grinder to remove any imperfections and smooth out the court. A quick rinse with the pressure washer removes any debris, and after waiting for the court to dry, the court is now ready for the primer to be applied. With just a simple squeegee, the surfacer began to apply the first coat of paint. Here's a little montage of what the painting process looked like. Hope you enjoy it as much as we did.
Wow.
So now that the court is finally finished, I can't wait to get back into creating more educational content for you guys. I'll be using this court to film lessons with pros, clinics with my students, and product reviews. This pickleball journey has been just absolutely insane, and I'm so thankful for all of you for being a part of it. I'll see you guys soon.